So, what I have here is a French Press Coffee Maker. This is Bitelegant's Deluxe Series French Press Coffee and Tea Maker. Yes, anything that comes in your ground you can make in here. This one is a bit bigger. I have another one. It's kind of tiny and it only makes about a cup. This, I think, says makes a liter, 4 cups. Another thing that I liked about this one, the fact that it's bigger is great, because then you don't have to make it over and over. This one actually comes with some replacement filters, the screens. Where does that go? Right down here. Here's a screen. So this one, I just think that's awesome that this one comes with 3 replacement screens. So I keep the boxes for stuff like this. Unless I'm going to keep this out on my counter, I keep the box because I want to protect it. One thing I like about this one is, I don't know if I can get it to come out, but the beaker comes out for cleaning. My other one, no, it does not. And so all the time I can see the water that's trapped underneath it, and it drives me nuts. So this can go in your dishwasher, then just put it back on in. When you put it back in, make sure your spout is faced outwards so you don't have an accident. So how do you make this? It's really simple. I've already ground my coffee. Manual labor, yes. I grind my own coffee in here. Now the finer the ground, the stronger the coffee. This is a pretty fine grind. So it says to do 4 of its spoonfuls. I'm only going to go for 2.5 because this is really strong coffee. This is the kind of coffee, see, it's like a powder. It will put hair on your chest and your legs and your back. Just me, bud. Whoa. I just don't want to overdo it so that it's like so strong. We're like, okay. So you put your coffee in. Let me attach my thing there so it doesn't spill. Now, I have a Keurig coffee tea kettle. It tells you the exact temperature that's great for coffee, and it's right at about 200 degrees. So take your first bit of water, and you just want to wet your coffee grounds. So that's all you're doing. You just want to wet them. I think they call it like bringing it to bloom. So you just want to wet it. You just want to wait a little bit here. Let it kind of soak up some of the water. Oh, by the way, right on the side of this box is the directions for the perfect coffee. Add your desired amount of ground coffee, normally 4 spoons. The finer the grind, the stronger the taste. Add desired volume of boiled water. Slightly stir to mix the coffee grounds and water. And steep for about 4 minutes. Now this one doesn't say anything about letting it bloom, but I have been making coffee with a pour-over method for quite some time, and it just tastes better if you let your coffee kind of like rest out or bloom with the first bit of water. Then after you've let it bloom, then you add the amount of water you want. I love this little tea kettle. Not only is it adorable, but the fact that you can tell the exact temperature of the water. I've had other recipes that actually call for an exact temperature of water, and this is, in my opinion, the best way. It is for me. So, you could go for more, but it's just my son and I. Now, it says to let it hang out for 4 minutes. So, I really don't have anything to talk to you about for 4 minutes about this coffee, the French Press, except that it's so simple. And if you think about it, when you pop in a Keurig K-Cup, what it is you have a filter and your coffee. It's the same thing, but it's all hidden inside the machine. This here, same with the pour over, you're just doing that work. There is a little spout. Oh, excuse me, I got the hiccups. There's a little spout here. Just make sure your spout's at the end. Like that. It's much cheaper this way. If you think about your K-Cup. Oh man, hiccups. I'm so sorry. I have the hiccups. And I didn't even drink anything. Wait, I had some juice before. I think the hiccups are gone. I'll let you know. Anyway, let's get back to this. Those K-Cups are expensive. I love K-Cups, and I've used them for years, but they are so expensive. It's just not worth it when you can make something like this. This is fresh brewed coffee. You can make it for as much as you want, so that you're not going to waste any. Anyway, this is really an excellent coffee making machine. It's just no electricity needed except for the heated water. You can grind your own coffee, or you can buy ground coffee. K-Cups, you get what, like 12 in a box for $8, $9? When you can buy a pound of coffee for that? I mean, just doing the math. Companies like this, if you got this at home and you were like, oh my god, it sucked, I can't stand it. You know, if you send it back right away and you don't like it, they're going to give you your money back. So, I was honestly shocked the first time I used a French press. I was happily shocked because it was so easy and it was so tasty. You can make it strong, you can make it light. Some days I like light coffee, some days I need some strong coffee. So, do you think it's been 4 minutes yet? What do you think? It's probably been like 2.5 minutes. Anything else you want to talk about? It's snowing outside. We're in a winter weather watch. Winter storm watch. I'm in Pennsylvania. That's it. I can't think of anything. Let me smell it and see how it's going. It smells like marijuana. I don't know why, but sometimes I think coffee smells like marijuana. And how do I know what marijuana smells like? I don't know. I think I had a dream about it once. A long, long time ago, I smelled marijuana. So, let's say now your 4 minutes go by. What do? You just take this and you slowly press down. Well, you don't have to go slow until you hit the water. So now I have hit my water. This is going to trap all the coffee grinds below that filter that I showed you before. And you just go slow. I've seen people do this really fast. I've never tried doing it really fast. I would imagine you have a bigger chance of coffee grounds flying up. And that's it. So now it's all the way in. One thing I have learned is right when you're done making the coffee, you need to get it out of there, because the longer it sits with the coffee grounds, it will start to get bitter. So, if you can, pour it into something so that it's out, or just make enough coffee for you and your friend so that it's not sitting in it. I've got some big old mugs. This is non-flavored coffee. This is just organic Cabana, I think it was called. Cabana boy. Smells very good. I don't know the name of the coffee. I just bought my dad, but it is so strong. It's amazingly strong. And the oil on the beans, it's like you could pinch the beans and squeeze the oil out. I've never seen coffee like that before. So then just fix the coffee. Some people drink their coffee black. My son, Cordell, what do you want? Just creamer in it?
Yeah.
My son just takes creamer. I myself, well, he likes just creamer. I think because usually we drink flavored coffee, but this is non-flavored coffee. I like a little sugar with my coffee, or I like a little coffee with my sugar. I usually take about 3 heapers. 3 heaping teaspoons for me. Why is that? For years I hated coffee. I mean, I loathed it. I don't really know why. I used to make it at work. I worked for an executive dining room, and I made so much coffee, I think that's why I hated it. And then my favorite creamer is the Cold Stone Sweet Cream. I don't know how to do anything fancy with my coffee. Like, I don't know how to make it dance or make somebody's face. I don't even know how they do it.
Very carefully.
Very carefully. But they do it. That's it. So when you're done, you could just take this apart and rinse it all out. Use a soft sponge or a soft rag to clean it. And then tip it, put it over on a towel to dry. If you feel the need to put it in your dishwasher, I mean, you could do that too. But I think that really means just to put the beaker in there. And in my opinion, it's safer just to wash that sucker out by hand, because if something hits it in the dishwasher and cracks that beaker, it's done. So I think just wash it out by hand. It is so quick. So that's it. I'm going to give my son his over here so he can have it. There's yours. And I'll give you the spoon in just a minute so you can stir. I'm just stirring mine. So I bought a new coffee at Sam's. They finally have organic. So I bought this huge bag of coffee.
I hate the tripod.
Oh, it's so good. I bought a huge bag of coffee beans at Sam's Club.
Oh, so that's what that thing was.
That big white bag?
Yeah.
That is coffee beans. Jeez. It is huge, and it's organic.
We're setting.
It is a monster bag. And it was only $12. So I usually pay $7, $8 for a little bag of organic coffee. So that's an awesome price. So again, the name of this company, Bitelegant, B-E. Here's their logo, B-E. Pretty much just portraying the fact that this is a very elegant, fancy French press. It is beautiful. I would be proud to have this just sitting on my cabinet, on my counter. It's very beautiful. Mm-hmm. I like this design. Is just very pretty, you know?
Yeah, it's just even just sitting there, it looks nice.
Yeah, it is elegant looking. So they have the perfect name for their company or for this product, Bitelegant. My brain keeps saying Bit of Elegance, but that's probably how I'll always remember it, Bit of Elegance. But it is beautiful, nice hand weighted. It comes with a coffee spoon and the French press and the 3 filters. And that's it. Oops. There's my coffee. There it is. Very beautiful. So again, I hope you give the French press a try, because it is so simple. This is fancy, and you don't need to have this. You can just boil yourself some water in a tea kettle or in a pot, or Sometimes I have a Keurig. I just use it to take water, to get boiling hot water most of the time. But I use this all the time because now I know it does better at a certain temperature. But it really doesn't matter. You could just boil your water any way that you want. But it really is good. And it's quick. So that 4 minutes that you let it sit before you press it, I mean, you could go run and finish your hair or whatever you need to do. Just go run and do something, come back 4 minutes later and press it out. Oh, it is really good. And I've actually I had one. It was a very small French press. And for some reason, every single time I made it, the coffee was so bitter. So this is not. This came out really nice. I think it has something to do with the size of the screen. That's the only thing I could think of. But I also learned that you need to get the coffee out right away, because the longer it sits with those grinds, that's when it starts to get bitter. So, how do you say this? Chin chin.